You're listening to the Tori Writers She Said What podcast. I'm Tori, along with Marcy Persky. It's day something or other of the War Not War. And if your friends are sending you a lot of dubious, not necessarily news information that they're getting off the internet, in this installment, you'll get help. Well, the latest on the foster to adopt dog, soon to be a therapy dog.
Returned her today.
You returned her today?
You know the 3-3-3 rule? Like, it takes them 3 days to kind of settle down from the shelter, 3 weeks before they get more comfortable, and 3 months before they're part of your family.
Uh-oh.
Hour 72, 3 days. She turned into a little dictator. She was perfect for the first 3 days, and then she became a resource guarder.
Ooh.
Yeah, and she attacked Butters
Ooh.
more than once, who's the most submissive dog in the history of dogdom. She was fine with people. She was fine with the baby. She growled at our neighbor.
Well, you don't like that neighbor, so that was good.
Yeah, no, it was
Not to be.
not to be. So she went back, but now they can put on her, adoption notices that she needs to go to a single adult with no other animals kind of family.
Well, fortunately, where you live, there are lots of crazy single adults who don't get along with anybody except animals. So that's a great thing about living out where the separationists live.
No, it's not that kind of a dog.
Why not?
Well, yeah, I guess.
If one of those crazy people with a basement full of AR-15 rifles wants to adopt a nice dog and give it a good life, what the hell do we care what their politics or
That's true.
personal proclivities or who they hate? For all I know,
We had to give.
I hear Hitler was good to animals, so fine, let Hitler adopt
Really?
the dog. Yes,
Is that real?
I believe so. Yeah,
Even Jewish animals?
I don't know any Jewish animals. Do they run the world? Do they control the banks? Do they own all the media?
I guess they
If
do.
the answer is
according to
no, are they
Kanye.
really Jewish animals? I don't know.
I guess it depends on who you're talking to.
I don't know what Hitler would
Anyway,
have thought.
Off of Hitler.
Yeah. Why not? Let's just do the Hitler,
the
podcast. Yes.
We had to give her an alcohol bath before he took her back
Why?
because it is so stinking dry and warm up here that the trees are crying. I mean, everything is sap.
Oh, she was covered with
everywhere.
sap. Oh.
Yeah, and alcohol is what takes that off.
Alcohol takes a lot off me, I'll tell you that.
Not that kind.
Oh,
Yeah. Oh. Then I do have a big box of that kind. I guess we should have tried it.
we
because
keep discussing like what
I
you're
don't know
going to
what to do with that box.
Yeah, I think, as I told you before, you need to start getting invited places so that you can give them as hostess gifts.
Or I can take them to the shelter and say,
Here.
give this box of booze to whoever.
Take the
adopts this
peach
dog."
schnapps. The next time you have an animal that's covered with sap, try the peach schnapps. I hear it's really good.
Okay. I will. That will be an experiment. So, okay.
Yes.
I have something.
What happened?
As you know,
Yes.
I'm an avid headline reader.
You are.
And I will snort at something and not read the story if the headline's stupid.
Okay.
And all of a sudden, I'm seeing all these stories about people dying with quotation marks around dying. Like, I was dead for 8 minutes and they brought me back.
Every
And
time
this
I
is
read
what I
those,
saw.
that's Elvis Lives is what that is. Yeah. Where I live, dead is dead. Please continue.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Here too.
Yeah.
But how do they see things then?
They're
And
not
what do they
dead. That's
see?
how come. They're
All
not
I
dead.
did was read the headline.
They're not dead. They're not dead. By definition, the definition of dead is that you don't wake up. That is, if you wake up, you weren't really dead. You were something else.
What were you?
Unconscious?
If you're not breathing
Yeah.
and your heart's not beating?
Yeah, I'm sure it takes a little while for your brain to shut off.
I don't know. I don't know, but the headline was one of those that I said, okay, I'm not reading this. Because didn't they do like a whole movie about some little kid who said he went to heaven and came back, and then it turned out that he just made it up.
And there
'cause
was
his parents
Elvis.
told him
There
to.
was Elvis and their dog. And yeah, no. Mm-mm. The
But,
definition of dead is
It's
that you
dead.
don't come back. If you came back, you were not, by definition, actually dead. That is, you
Everyone-
cannot convince me of anything beyond. I can believe all kinds of stuff. I can believe you talk to people who are dead. I don't necessarily believe they talk back, but go for it. But I do not. Absolutely, without hesitation, and with the understanding there is much we do not understand about the world. But the definition of dead is that you are done. Finito. Don't come back. Yes. Sorry.
Back in the day, in the good old days
Yes.
of the grocery store tabloids,
Yes.
there were always like stories, someplace where you know, outer Mongolia or somewhere where you can't check
Yes.
the veracity of the story.
And you would know.
And it was always someone who they're having a funeral
Uh-huh.
and they're burying them,
and they get up
then you hear them screaming
banging.
in their coffin
Yeah.
because they weren't really dead.
Yeah. Right. Bingo. And there you go. They weren't really dead. That's right. They weren't really dead. The people who are alive made a mistake, but the people who are dead are still dead. And the people who are banging on the coffin, they were not dead. Okay. So speaking of headlines, I got a headline that made me actually read the press release, and that's hard to do. I get about 7,000 press releases every day because of the radio show. And only rarely does a headline make me go, I think I need to read this press release. Would you like to know which one did it?
Yeah.
Thousands of runners in kilts this Saturday.
Ooh. I hope it's windy.
Yes, they're planning to make the Guinness Book of World Records for the most runners in kilts.
Where?
Cleveland, Ohio. So you can't get there by Saturday, I don't think, with your fear of flying. I think you would have a hard time driving there. I mean, you could, I suppose. Yeah.
My fear of flying is like ratcheted up about 100 points, too.
Oh, the fear mongering, since we are now not at war. People are sending me stuff that they should not be falling for.
According to Apple News, and I think this is Apple, they are quoting ABC saying that Iran could start bombing California with drones. And I'm like, okay, if this is true, wouldn't that be like the lead story on everything?
Yeah. That's one of the ones that crazy people are sending me.
Yeah.
That's one. And I'll tell you another crazy one. CIA headquarters in Qatar bombed. And I thought, our CIA headquarters is in Langley, Virginia. Is it not, last time I checked, anywhere near the Middle East? And a quick check of Reuters identifies it as a 2015 apartment building fire.
I would, if I was rich,
Yes.
I would hire a plane with a banner, you know, those banner planes.
Yes.
And
That
it
you
would
see
say,
at the water
Don't
show.
get your news from Facebook. And I would send it over every city and every country in the United States.
That's a great use of your first $1 million. I will contribute 67 cents to that.
Okay.
Yeah. I think we should take up a collection to hire a small plane, but it seems like the cost of fuel for small planes is probably not going to, my 67 cents won't even get you to the end of the runway, I'm afraid.
Well, the war not war
Yeah.
isn't supposed to last longer than a couple weeks. And I'm sure it's going to take me longer than that to make my first $1 million. So, and it pretty much applies to anything. Don't get your news off Facebook. But now I'm like really annoyed with Apple too, because this is actually quoting ABC and not the Australian Broadcasting Company.
Yes, this is our very own ABC.
That would be a top story. Like they would be building bomb shelters in California.
They talk to somebody who talked to somebody who talked to somebody who claims to know somebody. This is what happens when you pay, and I'm not doing a political show here. I'm doing a pro media independence show. When you pay any potentate a vast sum of money to be permitted to continue gathering your news, something is wrong with your entire organization. And I think now I realize that the war that's not a war may prove me wrong, and I hope it won't in the next few days. But I'm pretty sure that we are not going to be bombed by an Iranian drone on the coast of California anytime soon. I'm just guessing that we have some technology that still works well enough to spot that little sucker a few miles offshore.
Well, I'll say by now because I'm 4 hours from LA.
Yeah.
So I don't think we'd be safe. Actually, I read that if we were to get hit by anything nuclear,
yes,
Michigan, Wisconsin, and one other place, I don't know, would be safe, except that there'd be a nuclear winter, so you'd die anyway.
But it's like nuclear winter up there half the year anyway.
That's true, especially northern Michigan and northern Wisconsin.
Well, who's going to notice the difference?
That's true. And since we're not discussing weather, I got to tell you, it's going to be 80 degrees up here next week.
Piss off. I don't want to hear it. I listened to the BBC and they had one of those human interest, long form, really, really boring stories about three brothers who went from Peru to Australia in a high carbon fiber rowboat. And I bet you most of the BBC's listeners are thinking, why would you want to get off your couch for that? That's no reason to get off your couch. The guy talks about how it was a terrible hurricane, and usually you're clipped onto your boat in two different places, but he was just switching clips, and right then, just as he had only one clip on, a big wave came and swept him overboard, and the other clip held and it hauled him on. And I'm thinking to myself as I went down my front porch, this was the only thing the BBC was good for. Really, I should have clipped myself on to the railing on the stairs in two places to get down my front stairs today.
It's a little windy.
A little windy, little slick. That's what I have to say.
Okay, here's my thing about BBC now.
Yeah.
Since we're moving on.
God, they're boring.
Weather.
God, are they boring.
I can't listen to BBC. I can only watch British movies with the closed captioning. Because I don't understand I'm so bad with accents.
Really?
Yeah. I can't talk to people from Louisiana either. So,
well, the BBC's foreign correspondents would really leave you confused then. They do have people on the BBC who theoretically are speaking English, but really should have an interpreter.
Closed caption.
Hard to do on your radio, but yes, I take your point.
Yes. Do you look for like the most boring podcast to listen to go to sleep?
Well, I know I can't listen to an interesting one to go to sleep. I think sometimes the New Yorker radio fills that bit. Not always, though. Sometimes by accident it's interesting and then I wake up. At this point, it's kind of like going to Las Vegas. The odds are in your favor that you will land on a dud.
Yeah, maybe the odds be in your favor.
Yeah, the odds of you picking a winner are slim. So you want one that's bad. Pretty much just because everybody has a podcast now. Your kid's Lego collection has its own podcast.
Yeah. I'm waiting for Kane's preschool.
They'll have a podcast for sure.
Yeah.
Any minute now. Thank you for listening to the podcast. It's clear you like listening to things, so you might enjoy the audio version of my book, She Said What? A Life on the Air. I read the entire darn thing myself. You can download it from Audible. It's not free like the podcast, though, so if you're thrifty, like me, you may still want your public library to order the printed version.